now. The wolf all night, the more night rabbit now. The wolf all night, the more night rabbit now. The wolf all night, the more night rabbit now. The rabbit now.
Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and tank pads last from the kickoff to the final whistle blow. We'll take the two and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With a laugh and a cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques, just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll raise a roll, from sideline jokes to post-match tales. All big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style.
Wasted World of Sports, ahoy! And how is everybody doing? Bright and early for me this Friday morning. Gosh, I tell you what, there used to be a time when I would be waking up at this hour getting ready for, a proper job. So glad that this is what I do now. Thank you everyone for making it possible, by the way, because obviously none of this would be plausible without people joining us here, jumping on into the live streams, would it? So, all credit to everybody out there. Welcome along, Wasted World of Sports, our very first Super League game. And it might be a short-lived one, because at the moment, on the Fox Sports screen, we apologize for this temporary break in transmission. Normal programming will resume as soon as possible. Wouldn't that be hilarious if here I am bright and early, all pumped up, primed and ready to go for our very first ever Super League coverage, and then they go and lose the feed, they being Fox Sports. Anyways, welcome along. Wasted World of Sports, live on YouTube, live on TikTok, live on Facebook, live on Twitch. Did you see my brain ticking over there as I tried to remember all the places we're live? Really is reaching that point. We've certainly come a fair way since starting our little YouTube channel a couple of years back. Well, this is an intriguing start to proceed. We're back! Okay, cool. The broadcast is back up and running. Got me a little bit concerned there. What an interesting start that would have been. So, as I was saying, our very first ever Super League game, and we are strongly committed, whether or not it actually happens, because it's a very, very bizarre time differential, right? Like, nighttime where this is being played, and it is 6 o'clock in the morning here. So, we're quickly running through the teams. Let's have a look. Some familiar faces there for Wigan. Bevan French, of course, we've seen him. Gamer Mel, ahoy there. Just came in to say ahoy on annoying public transport. Public transport is pretty annoying. I actually think, I mean, not to turn this into like a political debate or anything, but I actually think that is one thing very specifically that we have got very, very right here in Queensland. That's what I'm thinking. Rose Bridger, ahoy there. From the UK, very nice. Broadcasting here live from Brisbane, Australia. Rob Graham says Wigan get battered everywhere they go. Really? Because from what I understand, like I said, this is our first time covering the Super League, so it's going to be a little bit of a learning experience for me as well. There's quite a few expat NRL players. I'm sure that their names will leap out to me instantaneously. And of course, I know Bevan French from World Club Challenge fame. I've got Wigan winning this quite comfortably based on the very little that I know about the Betfred Super League. I do have Wigan covering the line. They're in line for what? They've won the tournament how many times in a row? Nothing would state that they're here to go again than quite a big statement victory over one of last year's finalists as well. Just to say we're back, we're ready for another year. And we're going to do it all again. Can they do it all again? There's a lot of similarities, actually. We cover a lot of the NRL here, obviously being based in Australia. We cover quite a bit of the NRL action, and I see a lot of similarities in the progress between Wigan and the Panthers. Multiple-time competition winners, yet the hunger seems to be there still. Time and time again, year in, year out. They seem to find a way to lift themselves and get up and about come finals time. You enjoy your day as well, Gamer Mel, and best of luck with that horrid public transport. I understand completely how frustrating it can be having to travel on public transport. So there's going to be a little bit of a learning experience here for me as well in this one. As I said, this is our first ever Super League game. This will be our first year covering Super League in full. I'm going to have to take some time to get to know a majority of the players. And we'll also be fiddling about with the screen as well, the screen layout. As this progress, as a matter of fact, I might have even... Oh no, I have left that on. Oh God, I'm an idiot. Okay, that commentary there is obviously from another game. So I need to make sure that's off. A good thing though, at least there's a whole lot of fluff that go... Hoi! Is this Buffer? Is this Michael Buffer? Well, what an intro to Super League. Jumping on, and you've got Buffer doing the announcements for the teams running out onto the field. Now that is impressive. As an old professional wrestling fan, that is a very familiar voice back in the day of WCW. Every time you saw this guy on the screen, you knew something big was about to go down. Well, that has excited me, if nothing else. The scene is set. Buffer with the intros. Michael Buffer, I'm pretty sure is his name. Because Bruce Buffer's the one that does the UFC. The lights, the atmosphere, I tell you what, this is a little bit different to an NRL game. A laser show, Michael Bloody Buffer. The game hasn't even kicked off and I'm already impressed. All right, I'm excited for this one. As I said at the top of the stream, I've gone all in on Wigan here. I've got Wigan to cover the line. The line that they gave us here in Australia on Sportsbet was 15 points. So, yeah, I'm kind of looking at a little bit of a shellacking here. A bit of a thumping. Can they come through with it? Liam Moore, the referee, and Jack Smith, the video referee, whoever they are. You guys probably know them. Wigan versus Leigh. Now, one thing that leaps out immediately is the logos. What very old school looking team logos, which I love, by the way. They're not trying to... The thing with the NRL teams is they try and fancy it up every single year with the logos. Traditional, old school footy logos. I love it. As it looks like Leigh will be kicking off here. And Wigan receiving. And also, of course, the other thing that leaps out immediately. The short in goals. So here in Australia, the feed might be delayed by 10 or so seconds. Unfortunately, not a whole lot I can do about that. That's just the nature of technology as it's patching through satellite feeds from across the other side of the world. But I shall do my best to keep up. Moments away from kickoff here. Moments away from rumbling. Let's see a nice big hit first up. What's the hold up? Issac Liu, that's a familiar sounding name. Oh, we're waiting for people to get off the field. Hurry up, you goofs. Sorry, that was probably very mean. Yes, just ushering some folk off the field. And that's the hold up here for kickoff. Blake, ahoy there, mate. How are you doing? The referee blows his whistle. We're underway. Leigh with the kickoff. Those soccer marks on the field are going to get confusing. Wigan have first use of the footy. The home team. And I seem to recall Wigan having a slightly more red uniform. It looks quite maroon out there at the moment under those lights. Halfway through their set here, they're out to the 22. And a solid first set of defense and attack. Both teams just going through the motions, of course. It might be tight in the opening stages of this game, expecting quite a few mistakes. Pretty much the first proper hit out, the opening game of round one. So we'll see what they can come up with. The kick from inside the 40. The Leigh fullback drops back, takes it on the full. And brings it back to the 22. The chase was good from Wigan. And a solid first set of 6. See, I've already got confused by the soccer lines. He got it outside the 10. Big bump off on tackle 3. Just looking to march upfield here. Leigh through the hands now. The first bit of expansive play that we've seen, but the defense in midfield from Wigan holds firm. Not afraid to throw it around early. I like that. I'll drink to that. Fifth and last, only 26 meters gained. And this kick from well inside their own half. Wigan winning the early little territorial battle. Plenty of time, of course, left in this one. But up to halfway on tackle 2. Wigan march into Leigh's territory. Looking to get the first opportunity. Lined up to the right, but the inside ball from Harry Smith. Do they not put the live scores on the Super League website? That's fascinating. Crazy. 5th and last. The kick goes up down to this near corner. Contestable. And lands just a metre short of the line. They drive him back into the end goal. And that is a result for Wigan. Some solid defence. Fantastic work. Timed to perfection. And a driving tackle. This will be a goal line dropout. All right. Short dropout. It's tapped back by Wigan. And here is an opportunity in midfield. French running across field. Dummies everywhere. Every which way. And he's only 5 out. Here is a golden opportunity. 2 passes out into midfield. They're still inside the 10. Lockie Bragger, ahoy, mate. 5 out from the line. Right in front of the post. Wigan, 3 tackles down. They're ready to knock down the front door here. Just a few minutes into the match. Yeah. French again. Just floats this one on. And losing the ball over the line. Has he got it down first? He doesn't seem happy about it at all. He's lost it over the line. Wardle goes close, but the defensive Leigh holds on. I am flabbergasted that they do not have live scores on the Super League website. All right. That's craziness. Australia, welcome along, mate. This is Rugby League, but it is the English Super League. I'm going in blind at the moment. I would have thought for sure that there were live scores on the Super League website. I am truly blown away at the fact that there isn't. Hang on, what if I go to Match Center? No. See, when we cover the NRL, I just simply go to the website. I've got all the team sheets there. I've got the live scores there. I am absolutely blown away. They've got everything else so good. Like the spectacle on the field as Leigh kicked this down just outside the 10. And Wigan are back in possession. The Leopards finding meters very hard to come by. The Wigan defence not giving them an inch. 6 minutes into the contest. All right, so we're going to have to change this up a little bit. Nice run up to the 40-metre line here on play 3. Looking for a quick play the ball, but Leigh have managed to spoil. Up to the halfway line now. Wigan. Charging run by the number 16. Some valuable meters gained there. 47 they've gone on this set. Back to Smith for the kick. Puts it high inside the 10. Perfectly placed again, and now a good chase. Just a wall of Wigan defenders. And nowhere to go here for Leigh. Keeping them under the pump. Incredible defense. 2 tackles. And they've only just crawled outside their 10-metre line. This is huge defense from Wigan. looking to get as far upfield as they possibly can. It's not happening, though, for Leigh at the moment. Was that a dropped ball? No. Fifth and last. The kick from well inside the 40. Taken on the full at the back again. Wigan dominating territory early on here. All right. Oh, he's definitely lost that. They're very lucky to get away with that there, the Leopards. He's lost that ball, I'm afraid. Up towards halfway, go Wigan again. Barrel up over the halfway line. Just inside. Now running across field and linking up. Changing the direction nicely, but Leigh, they're up to it. Fifth and last. Back for Smith to go high again into that corner, just keeping them pinned down. Nowhere to go. The chase is good again. Held up and driven backwards. Dragging him towards the sideline, back to the 10 meters line. Solid defense again. They've got absolutely no answers at the moment, the Leopards. But crucially for them, no score. This one still 0-0. Firing a risky pass out in front of the post. Well taken by Chanley. Staying on the left-hand side. Nowhere to go again. 24 meters made or 4 tackles. This Wigan defense impenetrable at the moment. Fifth and last. Just outside their own 40-meter line. A big kick needed. And not a lot of distance on it. It'll be taken on the full again, racing forward and planting himself under it. And now running back across field. Putting on some fancy footwork. Slipping into the tackle is Field. They're 30 meters out. Making some good distance again. Wigan winning the early territorial battle. Low play the ball, running the risk of giving away a penalty. Play on it is, though. Big run. The number 11 there, Nsemba. Hang on, or is it Nemba? Which one's silent, the N or the S? Down the short side, Wigan look to attack. Fifth and last, 30 out from Leigh's line. Back for Smith, puts it high. Contestable kick. It's going to land just outside the 10, but what a take. Both hands above the head there, Chanley. And a fabulous effort. Tesi Niu, there's a familiar name. What a catch that was. Relieves the pressure just a little bit, momentarily at least. 10 minutes 50 gone. No score. As again, Leigh through the hands, trying something a little bit different, but held up and driven backwards in the tackle. 3 men in there for Wigan. I applaud the efforts here, Leigh. The one-out running is not helping, not working. So a couple of sets, they've tried something a little different, put it through the hands. But the Wigan defense well and truly up to it at the moment. The clearing kick taken on the full. Wigan back in possession again, winning the territory quite easily at the moment. They're making about 30 or 40 meters per set compared to Leigh, who are making about 20 to 25. Andrew, 230, ahoy, mate. Oh, big charge up the middle of the field here for Wigan. Straight back into Leigh's territory. 3 tackles down. And we've already got an injury out there. Somebody's getting bandaged up, one of the Wigan players. Fifth and last. 30 meters out now in front of the posts. Dinks it in over the top again down this near edge. They are targeting this edge of the field. And he's up to it at the moment there. The winger for Leigh, Brand, not Russell. They're holding on so far. 12.5 gone, no score. I was hoping Wigan would have got a try by now. Got them covering the line. The line is at 15 plus. So I'm hoping for them to get a move along, really. Nice offload, and that's what they need. Some second phase play for Leigh as Armstrong carries up towards the halfway. Now the kick in behind finally finds some grass. But it sits up at the back for Wigan. But still, a little more positive signs here for Leigh. They've done well there on that set. 13.5 gone, no score. Wigan, Flappy Bird looking for a penalty. Referee not interested at all as they come back towards the halfway mark. Definitely controlling the territorial battle for now. Now through the hands, they've created a 3-on-2, but deciding to go on his own here is Field. He gets up and goes again. He's not held. Well defended in the end for Leigh, but Wigan still with an opportunity. Spreading wide to the right now. French gets the pass on to Kieran. Kieran beats one. Goes to ground. 10 meters out from the line. Fifth and last. Looking for a penalty. The referee not interested. And now French with the little grubber kick in behind the line. Another boot to it from Thompson and can't quite get it before the end goal. It just beats them over the touch and goal line. Beautiful heads-up play. Lucy Sheridan, ahoy there. Oh, they've gone close a couple of times here, Wigan. Just been unable to break through thus far. Still no change to the scoreline. And Leigh, for the first time that I can remember, have marched into Wigan territory. I'll be happy with that. Four tackles down. They've kicked early in behind the line, looking for some meters. And that is fantastic play. Leigh have finally got Wigan starting a set coming out of their own end inside their own 10 meters line. And will that just shift the momentum a wee bit? Just a little bit of a momentum shift. Five scores. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's get this one up and running for you all. As the kick goes down, and it's taken on the full at the back again. Brand, not Russell. Brings it out to about the 30-meter line. Still waiting for our first score here. Who's going to break first? Up over halfway. Oh, a bobble of the ball. Does well to get it on the second attempt. Leigh still in possession. Tackle 4. Through the hands now out to this right-hand side. They've created a 3-on-2. Wigan come at them, but going again is Armstrong. Looks for his support from Brand on the outside, but it's been intercepted. And Wigan come away with it. Wardle saves the day. Some enterprising play there from the Leopards. All amounts to naught in the end. But still, they've turned the tide just a little bit. Low play the ball. And a penalty, the first one of the game, goes to Wigan. Offside is the call. They are appealing to the referee, but as we know, referees do not change their mind, no matter how in your face they get, or you get to them, rather. Leigh had just done all that hard work to finally turn the tide and have Wigan pinned down. And yeah, I've got to say, that's a fair penalty. He was just sort of milling around, way offside. He was just hovering around the play the ball area, making a nuisance of himself. Totally knew what he was doing. And I think that's a fair call in the end. Wigan now can go on the attack back inside Leigh's half. Approaching quarter distance here and no score. Who's going to break this game apart? Outside the 20. A nice short ball up there for Margot. Ball gone. Back to midfield. French fires a cutout pass wide to the left and going to ground so close to the sideline there. Wardle 10 metres out. Final play. Smith. Crossfield kick. It's contestable. Wigan get up and play at it, but it's tapped down. And Shanley comes away with it, but he's driven back towards the end goal. And surely that's dragged backwards. Penalty will go to Leigh here. You would have to think. Oh no, referee's already called held. Well, that would be a penalty then, wouldn't it? Well, they're very kind here, the referees in the Super League, aren't they? That would have been an immediate penalty in the NRL. No nonsense. So the referee had already called held on Shanley. And Leigh remain in possession. 20 minutes gone. No score. Still waiting for that first breakthrough. Short side play. Trying to open it up, but Wigan's defence holds firm. Driving them towards the sideline. Farrell now gets involved. Play 4, still inside their own half. And that'll be fifth and last now in midfield on the halfway line. Playing down the short side. The kick is charged down. And French comes away with it. Great field position again now for Wigan. Although a wasted tackle there running across field. They let that one slide a wee bit. Back towards halfway, a big run. Nice carry. French changes direction. Farrell back inside. 21 minutes gone, no score. I can't believe it. Keeping the ball alive now. Second phase play. The kick is away from Smith. Down into this corner again for Brand. And Brand runs it back into midfield, looking for a gap to open up, but it doesn't happen. The Wigan defence keeps that firm straight line across the park. Niu brings it up to the 20. Charnley now getting involved in a hit-up. Got an impressive array of tattoos there, Charnley. Up to halfway here on play 4. Starting to make some more meters now on the regular. From dummy half, scooting away. Ipapi. Fifth and last. Lamb puts the kick high to the corner. chasing through, but no... Oh, he's nearly made a meal of it despite no pressure. Eckersley does well to hold on. Barry Kane, 23. Ahoy there, mates. Good morning. Still no score here. 22.5 gone. Big charge. Makes a break up the middle. Needs support. But there was nobody going with him there. Marshall, a great run. Staying on this near edge. Wigan. Oh, Lee were numbered up there, but somehow got themselves almost into an overlap. Driving Wigan towards the corner. But Wardle does amazingly well to pop the ball back in field. And they've maintained possession. This has been a very aggressive defensive set here for Lee. Fifth and last. Just over the halfway line. Back to Smith for the kick. High, straight down the middle of the field. Lands it safely. They've let it bounce. But it sits up kindly at the back there for the Leopards. 23.5 gone. No score. Crazy. I would have thought for sure there'd be points on the board by now if, in some capacity. They've gone close a couple of times, have Wigan. And Lee have also been presented an opportunity as well. Big defense on the halfway line, forcing the offload to go backwards. Nothing gained and nothing lost from that little moment of play. 30 metres they've marched upfield here, Lee. Still a couple of tackles left. Short side they go. Lamb onto O'Neill, fifth and last. Staying on the short side. Back to Lamb to kick it. He's been wiped out after the kick. I don't think there's any issue, but I'm just saying. I don't think it was late. He was just wiped out in a huge hit. And Field takes it at the back for Wigan. So that early dominance that they had, they being Wigan, that early dominance in territory has evened out a little bit here, and the game is starting to get played in between the 20-metre lines. Both teams now with very solid sets of 6. Early kick from deep inside the 30. Bounces up nicely for Armstrong at the back. A wall of Wigan defenders there to meet him, but this is great field position for Lee. This is the best field position that I believe they've had. This is the best field position that they've had in a very long while to start a set. Tackle 3 now inside Wigan territory. There's Liu. Ekes out a few more meters. Inside ball. Changing direction there is Hughes. Stands in the tackle. Draws 3 defenders in. And that's some valuable meters. Staying on the short side. A puppy goes on his own. Looks to offload and it falls to ground. Wigan now run away with the loose ball. Oh, there was another chance there for Lee. A puppy. Some more great work out of dummy half. Just couldn't pop that offload away. .26 gone, no score. Very intense start to this encounter. Back up to halfway they go. Smith. On to Farrell, who backs over the halfway line. Fifth and last. Just inside Lee's territory here. Back for Smith again. Keeps this one low and flat, looking for the sideline. And he drills it into touch. I think everybody wants a little bit of a break. Smith just slows things down. Plugging this into the corner. Smart play. Everyone gets a little bit of a breather. And Harry Smith, he's starting to bleed again out of that bandage. There's Adrian Lamb in the crowd, I think. Adrian Lamb, a name that will be quite familiar for the NRL supporters. $27 gone, no score. I'm still trying to come to terms with the fact that they don't put live scores on the Super League website, the official Super League website. I am just perplexed by that. Leigh march back into Wigan territory here on the 5th and last. This game is just starting to swing a little bit. You can feel it. Lamb puts the kick in. Finds the grass, but it sits up at the back for field. And a huge hit. But from a puppy. Doesn't put him down, though. Now he gets him on the second attempt. And field has lost about 10 metres on that kick return. As Leigh have just lifted the intensity here. And Wigan at the moment not going with them. Tackle 3. They're still just outside their own 10. This is huge defence. Oh, and a pass into the face of... It's a Falcon or French. And Leigh are in possession now. Some fancy footwork creates the overlap. He doesn't give the ball, though. Tesi Niu needed to pass that. XJC, ahoy, mate. Here is a brilliant opportunity here for the Leopards. 10 metres out. They've never had the ball this close to the line all match so far. Racing up is Wardle to make a monster hit. 29 gone, no score. Hughes stands in the 3-man tackle. Papi goes left. Lamb inside ball. Running back towards the midfield, back towards the post. Holton's taken down. 5th and last. This is the chance now. Floating pass over the top is read well by the Wigan defence. And the tackle into touch. Amazing defence there from Marshall. O'Brien floats the Harbour Bridge pass, and it's got a little bit too much of an arc on it. Thumped over the sideline. Cruiser, ahoy, mate. Big defence again from the Leopards. Oh, you can feel the intensity. They've gone up a gear. Wigan just haven't been able to match it at the moment. Huge defensive work. Big defense again. 4 tackles down. 11 metres is all they've managed to travel here. An early kick. French kicks very early. Taken on the full by Armstrong at the back. And the Leopards will start this set inside Wigan territory. As we're still waiting for our first points here. 30 minutes gone. I might be regretting that decision to throw a bet down on such a big margin for the opening game. Because sometimes the opening games, they're just a little unpredictable, right? It's the first proper hit out for both teams. So the ball spills out the back. Lamb collects it, though. Still in possession here. Leigh. 2 tackles left. Papi from dummy half. Tuitavake. Sets up play 5 now. They go left. Papi to Lamb. Lamb with the double pump. Well read by the Wigan defence. And that'll be the handover. A little bit of a nothing play there on the 5th and last. But Wigan, they have been absolutely pegged down here in their own territory. The defence is holding firm, though, quite easily at the moment, it must be said. Slow play the ball. Wigan appeal for a penalty. They have not been incoming tonight, though, as this ball spills out the back. Loose ball, but they're still in possession. Oh, that was nearly disastrous. Through the hands. Keeping the ball alive here. Smith. Second phase play. Dummying inside is Field. Keeps it alive now for Wardle. Wardle goes through half a gap. And he's pulled down by the shoulders. Quick play the ball and they're offside. Play on, says the referee. Well, that was clear ruck interference. French now. Dances away from 1, 2. Gets the ball free. Nice offload for Leeming. And Wigan now set the field alight. And half a metre out, they're brought to ground. Fifth and last, they've gone almost the length of the field. And Leeming kicks from dummy half. It's been taken by Armstrong. Centimetres out from the try line. Wigan, the second phase play, creating monstrous space. And we talked about how the Leopards had gone up that gear that Wigan were not able to match just at the moment. Well, they've definitely matched them there on that set of 6. It almost opened up all over the park. But 33 and a half gone, still no score. Slow play the ball. A puppy. Left to Tuitavake. Fifth and last. And it looks like we're back to the Wigan dominating field position, taken on the full at the back by Marshall. Marshall returns it just shy of the halfway line. Staying on the short side, Wardle. He's looked dangerous with every run. Can they strike some points before the break? Hill in midfield. Stands in the tackle. Can't get that ball free. Thompson now charging forward. 34 and a half gone. Still no change to the score. Staying on the short side. French pops the pass up for Farrell, who spills it. Raises his hand in apology to his teammates. And that's a big let off. They had just started to lift Wigan. You could sense it. And with 5 minutes to go till the halftime break, a nice little gift there for the Leopards. Scrum down in midfield. Leigh back in possession. Are we going to see the opening for Super League 2025 head to halftime deadlocked at 0-0? It's certainly feeling that way at the moment. 35 and a half minutes gone, no score. Wigan have definitely had the best of the opportunities. But the Leopards, it certainly hasn't been without their own chances as well. Who will strike first? O'Brien out to Lamb. They've created an overlap, but a huge hit from Kieran stops that play dead. Armstrong had snuck up into the line to create numbers. Fifth and last, still in possession here, Leigh. Staying on the short side for Lamb to put it high. Fields under it. Thinks about jumping, realises he doesn't need to. It's a good chase, though. Lamb on his own kick. And we are looking more and more likely going into the halftime break, deadlocked. Marshall goes on a good dart. Still inside their own half. 30 metres out. Tackle 4, 30 metres gain. Smith in midfield. On to French. Dummies inside to Farrell. Goes outside for Field. And they're up over the halfway line. Kieran goes to ground just inside enemy territory. Over on that far edge. 3 minutes until the break. Smith Kicks high. It's not contestable, but it's a looping kick. Armstrong falls as he takes the catch. And does well to bring it back. Running across field. Just trying to set up some plays left and right. Charnley. A simple one-out play. Giving the big boys some time to get back into possession here. In position, I should say. For Leigh. 2 minutes to go. And I think both teams are probably resigned to the fact that we're going into this halftime break 0-0. God, I had Wigan to cover the margin, the line of 15 plus points. They're going to have a big second half here for me. As Lamb kicks in behind the line, it's going to sit up at the back for field. But a nice wall of defenders there for the Leopards. Get in and drive him backwards. A minute and a half remaining till the halftime break. And it's neither side giving an inch. Wigan play the ball inside their own 30. Now Farrell. Brought down by the ankles, just short of halfway. Fifth and last, 1 minute to go till the break. French chips in over the top of the line, finds some space. He's going to find touch as well, maybe? No. Collected at the back by Charnley. And Charnley's caught 10 metres out from his own line. 1 minute to go till the halftime break. And unless there's a length of the field break here from the Leopards, it's going to be 0-0 at the halftime break here. What an opening encounter. Our first time covering Super League. And it's been a very intense battle. A deadlock at halftime. And I'm slowly but surely starting to learn the names as well. Getting there. Fifth and last, Ipapi kicks from dummy half. Taken on the full by Marshall. Now, here could be a half opportunity as Marshall gets on the outside. Passes to Wardle. Time is up on the clock. There is the siren. And the referee says that'll be all we have for this first half. No score at halftime. Which is probably good because I've been unable at the moment to locate a scoreboard overlay for the stream. My initial go-to was the official Super League website. I thought for sure, surely was my way of thinking. Surely the official Super League website has a live score. No. Unbelievable. I'm just perplexed by that. I honestly am. But anyway, we'll get it sorted out. Half-time here. No score in our very first ever Super League coverage here on the Wasted World of Sports. Thanks for being with us so far. The second half will hopefully bring some points, and a lot of points for Wigan. I need them to, because I've got Wigan covering the margin. The 15-plus points margin. So we'll see. It was a bold prediction on a sport, well, not a sport, on a competition that I know very little about. It was always a bold call. But Wigan seemed like the team to go with. Second half coming up after this. Hopefully we get a scoreboard sorted. The Wasted World of Sports. First ever coverage of the Super League continues shortly. All right. I think we've got one. Ali's AFL Talk. Ahoy, mate. All right, I think we've found one. Let's see. How will this go? We want Super League scoreboard. You know what? Honestly, it is going to take me quite some time to come to terms with the fact that see if that's any better. It's going to take me a long time to come to terms with the fact that there is no official scorecard on the Super League website. I feel like I need to send them an email. Me and my emails, right? But honestly, I can't believe it. So we're kind of scrambling at the moment to get a scoreboard overlay sorted out for you. I think we've got it, though. I think we've got one. Oh, excuse me. How are you doing, Harley? Bright and early for us Australians, right? 6:50 a.m. on a Friday morning. Well, honestly, where else would one rather be than covering sports? That's the way I look at things. Right, so the screen is looking very bare right at the moment. Okay, that's okay. We're getting it sorted out. As I said at the top of the stream, for those of you who might not have been with us right from the start, our first time covering Super League here, so there's going to be a little bit of a learning experience in every single facet. A learning experience. All right, so what the hell happened there? All right, there we go. We're getting there. So yeah, as part of that, I can't believe that the official Super League website, I was on the screen, right? Basically, this is what happened. I was on the screen. Bobsy, ahoy, mate. So I was on the screen, yeah, and I just couldn't believe it. I could not believe. Hang on. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. How are you, Bobsy, mate? So the official Super League website does not have the live scores on their website. I mean, I'm sorry, but I can't process that information. In 2025, in the year 2025, the official website for a footy competition doesn't have live scores on it. I just can't even. So it caught me by surprise a little bit. Okay, so here is our scoreboard overlay that we're going to have for this game. Very, very bright. But it is what it is. We'll get that sorted out better for the next game. Bobsy is not bad. Excited for the footy to be back. 100%. And Bobsy, if you're interested, wasted... Here, I'll post it in the chat room. Hang on. I might have a look. Did I set up an overlay for it? I don't want to press anything on the screen here unless I'm sure, 100% sure and certain about what it does. I feel like I set something up for this. No, I haven't. That was for the super... All right, I'll share it in the chat room. Because what we actually have back again for season 2025... Wasted World of Sports. Wasted World of Sports. Back again with fantasy and tipping. So for those who would like to jump on in, completely free to join Wasted World of Sports Fantasy and tipping for the upcoming NRL and Super Rugby seasons. We're doing it for Super Rugby as well. So, Bobsy, I feel like it's been quite a while, mate. I feel like there's a lot to... I feel like there's a lot to catch up on. There's been a lot that's happened over the off-season. Here at Wasted World of Sports HQ, no less the new studio setup. I figured I spent all this money on my studio getting a green screen. I mean, I had the walls painted green in the studio. Why not use it? Basically, where I was coming from with that. Just... yeah, let's just shorten it a little bit. That's a little bit better. Very overpowering, that scoreboard, but... that's all right. That's what I was on about. I just reminded myself what I was complaining about. Yes, I can't believe that in this day and age, the year 2025, I cannot honestly believe that in 2025, an official competition website does not have live scores available via the website. I mean, talk about blown away in all the worst possible ways. So usually we switch over to this screen here where I'm a little bit smaller on the screen and a whole bunch of stats and stuff pop up beside me, but honestly, I've got no idea where to even get those at the moment for the English Super League, since apparently you can't find anything on the official website in 2025. And this hits extra hard because I'm a web developer by trade, a web designer, web developer. It's what I've basically done my entire life before I started doing live streams on YouTube. That was my job. So it hits even harder when I see just a really, really poor website. And I'm afraid that if you're a sports competition and your official website does not offer live score coverage, like, come on. Anyway, I digress. We have an intense encounter on our hands here. We haven't needed a scoreboard anyway because it's been 0-0 throughout the entire first half and nothing's really happened. I mean, in terms of scoring, a lot's happened out on the field. We've seen some really enterprising plays, some really aggressive defending, and neither side has been able to get across the line. There's been quite a few chances. Wigan have probably had the better of the chances. But the Leigh Leopards, they're making a good showing for themselves at the moment. There was a little period of play there, probably about 6 or 7 minutes of play, which is not a lot, I understand. But 6 or 7 minutes of play where they just really, really dominated and had Wigan on the back foot. Couldn't get through to score a try. But for large parts of that first half, it was all Wigan on the attack. And the Leopards being forced to do a lot of defending. Christopher Free, ahoy mates. Have I got my top 8 for this year's AFL competition? I wouldn't have a clue, to be honest, Christopher. The last time I watched AFL, Collingwood and the Brisbane Lions were playing in the grand finals for like 2 or 3 years in a row. And I want to say Buckley. Nathan Buckley? Or Shane Buckley? What was his name? Anyway, he was playing for the Collingwood Magpies. Halftime here, no score. It is a long time ago, Christopher. Yes, I have just not... AFL has not won me over. I'll quite often watch the grand final, just because it's a grand final, it's a spectacle, and there's nothing else on, but the sport itself has honestly just failed to win me over on the regular. And that's not, please don't think for 1 second that's me shitting on AFL. I'm not. If you love it, that's great. But I'm just saying, for me personally, they've failed to win me over. Vobsy says, has Keary played his first game in the Super League yet, or will tomorrow be his first? Good question. I thought he retired. Oh, well, retired, gone to Super League, same thing, isn't it? Oh, no, that's not fair. That's not fair of me to say. No, I've actually really enjoyed, and I'll tell you what they had, Vobsy. At the start of this game, they had Michael Bloody Buffer. Michael Buffer was doing the team introductions. And there was a laser show. I'm like, geez. Okay, the NRL being in Vegas might go to some sort of spectacular level to open the games, but geez. Michael Buffer, as an old school wrestling fan, I had flashbacks to WCW Nitro main events. Christopher Free, off the top of my head, and this is going to require a lot more thought, but off the top of my head, my NRL top 8 would be something along the lines of Storm, Panthers. I reckon Storm, Panthers, Manly, Broncos, top 4. The Bulldogs, maybe just outside that, in 5th. It's going to be very tight this year. Yeah, I need to think about it a lot more. But anyway, 1 and 2, definitely. Storm, Panthers will be 1 and 2. No question. But outside of that, I'm excited. I reckon it's going to be one of the most competitive NRL seasons in a very long time. I mean, I'm thinking that the Rabbitohs, the Eels, and who else? Rabbitohs, Eels, and the Warriors, I want to say, will definitely do better than last year. I don't think the Roosters are going to fall as bad as people are predicting, because they've still got a very solid team on paper. And if they can just hold fort until Sam Walker comes back, they might go on a run at the back end. And Joey Manu is going to be back halfway through the year. Let's not forget about that as well. So I reckon positions 3 through 8. Exactly, Bobsy, exactly. That they will definitely do better than last year. The Tigers are going to lift. The Tigers are going to be top 8 contenders this year. I'm excited. It's going to go down to the very last couple of weeks, I reckon, for those last positions inside the top 8, and I reckon it's going to be so close. I really do. Second half is underway. Wigan with the kickoff. And Lamb takes it, looks for support runners. Boy, that was a delayed pass. And a penalty here for Leigh. A captain's challenge from Farrell. An illegal ball steal. Wigan challenging this one. So, yeah, Lockie Lamb, he was looking everywhere for somebody to pass to. And it was a very delayed ball. There's lots of Wigan jerseys in there. The ball pops out. Tuitavake there in the tackle. Now, has that been... I think he's just lost this. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's had a cheeky little... he has had a cheeky little scrape of the ball there. Naughty boy, Kieran. Captain's challenge gone. The penalty will stand. And the Leopards can thump this out of territory. Not a good start to the second half. An illegal ball steal. The touch finder doesn't get a whole lot of distance. But the Leopards can go on the attack here in the second half. Still no score. Will Main, ahoy mate. Up to halfway. On tackle too. Sloppy play the ball, that one, but the referee lets it go. Now that definitely would have got called up in 2025 NRL. Inside Wigan territory. And a nice charge forward there from Davis. Takes it inside the 30. And Liu this time. Another nice run. Fifth and last on the attack here. 15 out. Out to the right-hand side. O'Brien, grubber kick in behind the line. And it's cleaned up at the back by Wigan. Well positioned by Field. And well taken. Will Main, you're not at school today. Very nice. Nothing like a Friday off, huh? So this is the Wigan Warriors versus the Leigh Leopards. 42 minutes gone, no score. And it's Wigan in possession here. About 20 or so out from their own line. And back to Smith. Puts the kick down the middle of the field. They've let it bounce. Mr. Barton, ahoy mate. The good old Mr. Barton. Looky what I have, sir. That'll be my day later on. Up to halfway here. On play 3. O'Neill, inside ball. Slow play the ball. Trying to milk a penalty here, the Leopards. Lamb, inside pass to Halton. Changes direction, heads back infield. Fifth and last. Back to Lamb for the kick. Puts it high. Contestable kick to the corner. Under it and bobbling the ball. Eckersley does well to just hold on. Well, he did spill it, but he's lost it backwards. Three and a half minutes gone in the second half. Still no score. And here I am stuck with Wigan on 15 plus. That's going to be a big effort. Time is racing away. Standing in the tackle, December. Finally, he goes to ground, the big man. But this is solid defense from Leigh. Fifth and last. Down the short side for Smith. Puts the kick in. Close to the sideline. Bounces just in the field of play. And sits up for Armstrong at the back for Leigh to bring back. And the defensive line marching up and putting him on the deck. Mbappe takes offense to December being in the defensive line. Poor pass here. Sits up nicely for Niu. Lucky. That was a risky ball. Yeah, Will Main says you're going to an AFL match sim game on Monday. What does that mean? What's an AFL match sim game? Fifth and last. O'Brien puts the kick in. Taken at the back by Marshall. It's a good kick chase. Hanley puts him on the deck. From inside their own 20, Wigan. Been a slow start to the second half for them ever since that opening penalty. Just a practice game. I see. Very nice. Farrell. Backs into the defense. Looks to offload. Nobody to pass to. 6 minutes gone in the second half. Still no score in this game. There's an offload. And some space opens up for Leeming. Gets it on to December. Bumps away from the first. Oh, he's a big boy, December. Staying down the short side. No. Change of direction. Leeming chips in over the top. They need the bounce, Wigan. But it falls for Armstrong. And Leigh back in possession. They're just grinding away here. Wigan getting themselves into this game. I felt like it would be a slow first half. I thought it would be a very slow first half with errors galore. But I didn't think we would be 47 minutes in with no score. As Leigh now up towards halfway. O'Brien with the inside ball and a change of direction for O'Neill, who's brought to ground on the fifth and last. Just inside Wigan territory. Mbappe kicks from tummy half. Field is under it at the back. Returns it. Takes on O'Neill, who brings him to ground. Will Main asking if I have the LeBron... Do you have the LeBron beard? What's the LeBron beard? I've got the me beard. What's the LeBron beard? Leeming heads across field. Farrell tries to step inside Liu. Can't get past him. Brought to ground just shy of halfway. 8 minutes gone in the second half. They've got numbers now to the left. Smith sends the pass on and can't get the ball away. Field. Oh, they had two on nobody. Field can't get the pass away. Smith puts the chip in and it goes straight out on the full as Leigh's defense pressures. Field, a 2-on-none. Overlap out to the left, and he doesn't pass it. Here's the replay. Oh, they were in for sure there, Wigan. Field needs to give it. He tries to sell the dummy, but credit where credit is due. Brand positioned himself perfectly there in the situation. He was on a hiding to nothing there. Brand positioned himself really well. So as much as we're hammering on Field here for not passing the ball, Brand positioned himself just the right spot to give him doubt. Beautiful defensive work. We've got to point that out. Well, another opportunity has gone begging, though, for the Wigan Warriors. 9.5 minutes gone in the second half. Still no score. I can't believe it. Back to Lamb for the kick. Fields under it. This time he passes it. And charging back into the line is Eckersley. The crowd is chanting, trying to lift their team. And their team was lifted, but it was lifted in defense and driven backwards 10 meters. Huge defense here from the Leopards. Can they keep it up? 50 minutes gone, no score. Poor pass, does well to hold on here. Leeming keeps it alive. Fields up in the attacking line. And a slightly high tackle there, I would have thought, on Eckersley. Slow to get up and play it. On halfway on play 4, Leeming in at first receiver. He's been doing that a lot these past few sets. Fifth and last. 40 out from the try line. Back for Smith. Kicks high for the corner. Contestable and lost forward by Lee. This will be Wigan ball. The knock on. A result. And Wigan will get the scrum feed. Here's an opportunity. The deadlock could be broken. Scrum down in midfield. They're about 15 out from the line. Oh, you can just sense it. You feel like this deadlock about to be broken. Here they go. Smith. Flat pass to Eckersley. Eckersley. That's not Eckersley. Sorry, that is Ellis. Back towards the midfield. Back in front of the post. Dupree goes to ground. 5 meters out. Crash ball. And Thompson is held up and driven back into the field of play. Here they come, Wigan. First points beckoning. Smith, dummies. Four tackles, 10 meters out still. Short ball to Thompson, cuts back in field. A couple of meters short. French grubbers in behind the line. Farrell fights his way through. Was he taken out? No, says the referee. Oh, and Farrell's been given a yellow card. Was this a turning point? Farrell has kicked the ball after it's bounced dead, and he has been marched. He's been given yellow. And it's going to be a 20-meter restart here for the Leopards. Well, my bet is looking very shaky now. My 15-plus margin is looking very shaky. As Farrell's been given 10 minutes for kicking the ball away, and this has lifted the Wigan defence. Driving tackle there on O'Neill. 53 and a half gone, still no score. A puppy from dummy half loses the ball. This one spills free, and Wigan are back in possession. And that 10 in the bin might be just what the doctor ordered to bring them to life here. As Field steps straight through, one to beat. He's in open space, and Field scores next to the post. The first try has been scored at last. The referee says we'll have a look. He sends it up as a try. The deadlock has finally been broken. And there's a lot of emotion out there. A lot of push and shove. Well, that 10 minutes in the bin might have just sparked Wigan to life here. So here we go. The only thing that will take this off them is if there's been an illegal steal in the tackle. Oh, hands are on the ball. Hands are on the ball. A puppy. Oh, it's been reefed out. It's 2 in the tackle and reefed out. This is going to be no try. So there is still no score in this game. A fantastic individual effort from Field will ultimately come to naught. And it's Liam Marshall with the reef. And it's going to be a penalty to the Leopards. Still no score. Well, I thought the deadlock had been broken. We thought that it was broken, the deadlock. Still no score. The crowd, there's a sporadic bunch of cheers in the crowd. That's from the Leopard supporters. So still no score. And a penalty here for Leigh. "55 minutes gone. My 15-plus margin is on shaky ground. I needed that try." Leigh start this set just shy of the halfway line. Big opportunity for them now. In at first receiver is a puppy. Well, he's playing hooker, but he can also take a charge forward. A puppy. Short side they go. O'Brien gets it out to Armstrong. Taken down at the legs. Tackle 3. Still on the attack. The offload. Back for Davis. Davis looks down the short side. 4th tackle. Tuitavake takes it on the 5th and last. Back it goes to O'Brien. Kicks for the near side. Lamb is chasing through. Pressure on Wigan at the back, but taken well. Field plants himself under it. Thought he had a try, Field. Swarming defence here from Leigh on the goal line. Oh, they're under the pump here, Wigan. A good charge, though, from Marshall. Getting the momentum going forward. That's a good run. Tackle 4. Doing it hard, though, at the moment, Wigan. Leeming to Semba. Semba's chopped down. A nice legs tackle. 5th and last. 30 metres out. Smith puts the kick in. Bounces up for Armstrong at the back. And Armstrong returns this out to the 30-metre line and just beyond as he goes to ground in midfield. Tesi Niu Creeps up towards halfway. Quick play the ball. Bending away as Davies gets the ball free. And this is a charging run now. Leigh well and truly on the attack. Play 3 in midfield. 30 out from the line. UFC, ahoy mate. Quick play the ball. Davies now Mpapi onto Lamb. Lamb floats the pass across to the left-hand edge where they've got numbers here, Leigh. And close to the line. Tesi Niu has shown the sideline. And Eckersley makes the hit that puts him in touch. Amazing defense. A new job. Very nice, UFC. Long hours, high pressure. And 2 weeks and you feel drained. I should imagine a high pressure, high workload job. Well, I hope it's all going well for you though, mate. Most importantly. As Wigan, still no score. 58 minutes gone in this game and no score. The scoreboard is not broken. There's been no points in this game. Still 22 minutes to go. Anything could happen. Tackle 4 here for Wigan. Stuck in quicksand down their own end. And Farrell in the sin bin for 10 minutes. Fifth and last, back for Smith. Puts the kick in down towards this near corner. Gets a nice little off break on it, but it sits up at the back. Armstrong has it. Floats a horrible pass across to Tesi Niu, who does wonders with it. Beats the first tackle, and Tesi Niu's away up to halfway. Finally brought to ground by Smith. And that is a great kick return in the end. Oh, it was an absolute hospital ball. But he's broken through. Big Tesi Niu. Mpapi now drives it forward. Oh, and he's hurt himself falling to ground there. No, he's okay. 59 minutes gone, no score, but it's Leigh on the attack. And a driving run from Tuitavake inside the 20. 2 tackles left. O'Brien, cut out pass out to Hanley. Hanley steps back in field, but he's wrapped up by big December. And some helpers there from Wardle and another player. Fifth and last, Lamb. Grubber kick in behind the line, and it sits up well. Taken. And Wigan come away with it. Big defense from Wigan there on their own goal line. Still no score in this game. Eckersley on a charge from dummy half. And again, down the short side, Wigan attack. But the defense repels it with ease. 60 minutes gone, no score. Offload, keeping the ball alive. Back to Leeming, bumps off the tackle, gets the pass away. Now they've got a 4-on-3, but Smith decides to kick, finding space in behind Armstrong. It sits up nicely for him at the back. And Smith just wanted to turn things around there. They did have a 4-on-3, but just put it in the corner, turn them around, and try and wrestle some momentum back. Playing the ball now just outside the 20 meters line. No score, 61 minutes gone. I can't believe it. Mpapi playing as an extra forward here, Mpapi. And that is of great value. I don't think I need to say. And a big run here from Mulhern. Up over halfway. Fifth and last. Lamb with the kick. High. No pressure on the kick chase, and Field sits up, takes it with ease, offloads now from Marshall. Marshall brings it back outside the 10. 61.5 gone. No score. Wigan 15 plus was the popular bet. Eckersley plays it, 20 out. They've already ripped through 4 tackles here. Leigh's defense in this second half has been very solid. Keeping the ball alive, back for Leeman. He goes to ground, 5th and last, inside their own half still. Smith keeps it low, flat, bouncing along the turf. Sits up for Armstrong at the back perfectly. And Armstrong runs across into midfield just to set up the next play. Well, Leeman is off now, and on comes Borba, the number 27 for Wigan. "62.5 minutes gone. No score in this game. As Farrell looks like he's getting ready to come back on. Lamb launches an attack down the short side. Wrapped up just over halfway. O'Brien through the hands now to the right. Keeping alive. O'Neill back to O'Brien on the wraparound. Trying to take advantage of that extra man, but can't create the space. And Farrell's back on. Wigan have survived that 10-minute period with Farrell in the bin. Lamb puts it high. Taken by Marshall. Gets away from the chasers. And a nice little kick return there for Marshall. 63.5 gone. No score. Farrell with his first hit up back. Who can break the deadlock? Margot takes it up to the 40. Imagine a 1-0 scoreline. I can only recall that happening once that I've actually seen. A drop goal to win and break. There's a huge run here from Margot, bumping off defenders like it's Jonah Lomu rugby, and takes it well inside Leigh's half. Smith down the short side, puts it high. Armstrong runs forward, takes it on the burst. And he's brought down. Armstrong caught in the tackle. He's done extremely well there. Running crossfield now and lined up in defense, but Farrell misses him. And that's play 2 now. Hanley in front of his own posts. Hughes fends off 1, fends off 2, but he's going crossfield. Almost beats a third. Nsemba's got him, and Semba puts him down. He ran a lot of meters there, but all crossfield. A puppy stands in the 3-man tackle. He's a solid unit, a hooker or an extra forward. Great value to any team. 5th and last now on the halfway line, a big leg drive. Fifth and last. O'Brien with the kick. Down to this near edge, and Field perfectly placed for it. Tries to get away from Lamb, but Lamb brings him to ground. 10 metres out from their own side of the field. $65 40 gone. No score. Phenomenal. Really, really phenomenal. Farrell takes tackle 4. Makes another 10 metres. 66 gone. Running it to the line and popping the pass out the back for Smith, who pops it on. A risky ball, but Waddle gets away from one, but it's called forward. That tap on is called forward, and here is a glorious opportunity for the Leigh Leopards. They'll get the scrum down in midfield. Or they'll play the ball. Not sure how it works in Super League, to be honest. We'll be right back. Forward pass. Scrum down and Leigh bring it away. 67 minutes gone. No score here. I went all in on Wigan for 15 plus, and I'm feeling quite a fool for having done so now. Papi in at first receiver, runs it to the line, out the back to O'Brien, keeping it alive. They've got a 2-on-1 here, Hanley, but he cuts back in field and is shut down by the sliding defence. 20 metres out from the line, O'Brien onto a Papi, changes direction, and he's wrapped up in midfield. Lamb down the left-hand edge, goes to Halton. Halton spills it. Has he? No, he's held on. Fifth and last. No dummy half. And diving on the loose ball is Farrell. Well, that's unforgivable there from the Leopards. Absolutely unforgivable. Playing the ball to no dummy half. And Farrell says, thank you very much. Wigan let off the hook big time there. Farrell, a heads-up play, diving on that loose ball. 68.5 gone with no score. Wigan up to halfway. Smith runs it to the line. Flat pass for December. And they're inside Leeds territory now on the fifth and last. Smith grubbers in behind the line, looking for touch. Finds touch just outside the 10. 69 minutes and no score. I can't believe it. This could be a next try wins type of scenario. Does Leigh play the ball? 10 out. Farrell's in there to make the tackle. He's got some help. 69.5 gone. This has been my introduction to Super League. A brutal encounter with no score on the board so far. And the ball is loose. It's been called. Lost. They're going to challenge this, the Leopards. They're going to captain's challenge this, of course. It's been ruled a straight loss of the ball. "70 minutes gone. This could be a crucial moment in the game. It was big contact in the tackle, 2-on-1. Dwyer is hoping that this ball's been raked out. Playing on at this point. The arms are tangled. The arms are just tangled, and well, Wardle is entitled to remove his hand from that interlock of arms, you would think. Wardle is just looking to remove his... He's just trying to get untangled there, Wardle. And this is going to be a knock-on. And Wigan will have the ball, an unsuccessful challenge. Both teams have burnt their challenges now. I completely understand why he thought what he thought and elected to convince his captain to go for the challenge. Totally understand it. But it's been lost. And Wigan will have good field position here. 70.5 minutes gone. Still waiting for our first points in this game. Scrum down. Wigan on halfway. Kieran takes the first hit up from the scrum, just inside Leigh's territory. Farrell puts the step on. He's brought down another 10 metres. Slow play the ball. 9 to go. Wigan are in great field position here. Play 3. Still in midfield. May go. What a big unit. Bumps off one again. Oh, he's a big boy. Smith runs it to the line. Out the back for French. French has not really been involved in this game a whole lot. And he's brought to ground now. 5th and last. Through the hands now. Smith. Out the back to Field. Stepping away as Wardle. Beats one. Wardle. They come back at him and he's caught. And that is a handover. Lex Star, ahoy, mate. Well, I've got to say, I thought the Wigan would win this game quite easily. I've been impressed with Leigh's defensive effort. So I might be happy to cheer on the upset here. The longer this game goes on with no score. It's been a very impressive defensive display. Is Leigh 72.5 gone? Still no score. They will play it. My favourite Super League team. Ooh, well, Lex, we usually cover the NRL here. We've been doing NRL streams for 3 years now. This is our first time doing Super League. So it's all very new to me. I've got to say that I've been impressed with some of Wigan's attacking raids. I've been equally impressed with the way that Leigh have been able to defend and hold on. But I don't really... My favourite team, I'm sure, will evolve throughout the course of the season, if that makes sense. As being from Australia and covering this for the first time, I'm going to be learning as I go. Like, it's taken me 50 or 60 minutes before I'm comfortable calling some of the player names. I'm starting to recognize and learn. So I think my favorite team will develop throughout the course of the season. Is Wigan now up towards the halfway mark. The defense has been immaculate again. Up over halfway. Looking for some sort of space. Pick the Warrington Wolves. My favourite NRL team, or NFL. I don't follow the NFL, but NRL, I go for the Sharks. Leigh back in possession here. 74 minutes gone. No score. I cannot fathom the fact that there's been no try scored. It's just been a really, really solid defensive game. Both teams. Even when Wigan were down to 12 men, no gaps appeared. Apapi to O'Brien. Infield to O'Neill. And the Wigan defence holds firm again. There's just no gaps anywhere. From dummy half. Going on a dart. Off to Lamb. Fires it across field to Halton. And that's the 5th and last. Just inside Wigan territory. Back for Lamb for the clearing kick. Puts it down into the corner. And Field waits. Perfectly positioned again. Runs it back towards the middle of the field and slips. And that makes him an easy target there for Apapi. 5 minutes to go. My 15-plus margin's gone. Forget about that. I think either team will take a 1-point margin at this point. An intense opening encounter to Super League 2025. Bevan French, he's not been involved a whole lot in this game. They've shut him down nicely, have the Leopards. Smith to Semba, cutting back on the angle. Takes it up over halfway. Oh, he's impressive. Fifth and last, back for Smith. Smith goes for a long-range field goal. It's a dead-set shocker. It's the worst attempt at drop goal I've ever seen in the history of footy. And it pops up at the back for the Leopards. 4 minutes to go. We're in drop goal range, apparently, or drop goal time. You could argue that that certainly wasn't in range. So teams are now starting to think drop goal. We are in the discussion of that 1-0 scoreline. I was talking earlier, it's like, when was the last time we saw it? Have we ever seen it? That 1-0 score. I can only think of one time in memory that I saw it happen. I can't remember the teams involved either. As second phase play, Apapi picks up the loose ball. And they're just setting up a drop goal here, I reckon. Trout plays it, fifth and last. Apapi goes from dummy half. Does he know it's the fifth? Back to Lamb. Lamb runs out of space, keeps it alive now. Beware the broken play. And O'Brien's kick is taken on the full by Marshall. And Marshall beats two, beats a third. Brought down by the collar. What a kick return from Marshall. And here's the opportunity now for Wigan to rumble up this set and take the droppy. Well, Leigh, they were a little bit clueless there. Did they even know that was fifth and last as Apapi broke away from dummy half? That's been quite a few times tonight that the Leopards have just been completely clueless on the last play. Smith, short pass for Semba, breaks through, gets it back for Leeming. Leeming keeps it alive. Here's Bevan French, dangerous in broken play. Fends off one, cuts back in field, and he's got Leeming in support again. And he's brought down 5 meters out, heads back towards the post. They're going to pull the trigger now, Wigan. Smith, out the back to field, keeps it alive to Wardle. And they've run away from the post now on tackle 5. I can't understand that. They've run away from the post. Smith, Grubbers in behind the line, and it's knocked down by Lamb. Lamb has it for the Leopards. Well, they weren't even... I don't understand Wigan here. They've gone for the drop goal from 50 metres out with 4.5 minutes remaining. They got themselves 5 metres out from the line with 2 tackles up their sleeve with 2 minutes remaining, and they've decided to put the kick in and go for the try. Somebody please make it make sense. I'll tell you what, though, if Smith gets this ball elevated 1 extra millimetre, they probably get the try. Lamb just brings this down by his fingernails. A try saver. I can't understand that, though. Taking a pop at drop goal from 50 metres out. And Leigh have got a penalty here. There's 1 minute and 2 seconds left, and just to compound the error, there is a penalty. Wigan have given it away. Diving in a second effort on the tackle. You can't do that. Oh, contact with the head, and Kieran's gone. Kieran's gone for the remainder of the game, which is only 1 minute and 2 seconds, of course. But the second yellow for Wigan. He gets to use all the hot water in the shower. Adam Kieran. An Aussie. Well, there you go. Where's my phone? Where did he used to play? Well, here's an opportunity for Leigh to steal this one at the death. They've got the penalty. If they can make some meters off this touch finder. For the Roosters he used to play. Okay, the touch finder takes them up to the 30-meter line. 1 minute to play. One set of 6 for Leigh to get themselves into goal drop range. Or drop goal range. Either one. Wraparound play from O'Brien. And Armstrong brought to ground. Well tackled by Wardle. Don't give away a penalty now. 30 seconds left of regulation time. Hanley up to halfway. A few tackles left. They might be in range here. Wrap around with Lamb. Throws it out for Holton. Holton looks to get the big arms free. Does, but he's got no support with him. 10 seconds left. 2 tackles up their sleeve. This will be it. Settling it back in midfield. Mulhern knew exactly what he needed to do. The siren sounds. Do they get to play the ball away? And Puppy, dummies, puts the kick in. And it's waved away to the right. And we are going to Golden Point. 80 minutes gone, no score. You could be forgiven for thinking we're watching soccer. Golden Point extra time inbound. What an introduction to Super League for me. My first ever proper Betfred Super League game. And it is a 0-0 blockout at the end of 80 minutes. And we're going to Golden Point extra time. Both teams have had multiple opportunities to score points throughout the course of the regulation 80 minutes. But credit to the defense is what I have to say. That's one thing that has really stood out to me. The defensive efforts of both teams. The attack, that will grow as the season goes on. It's the defense that you need firing right from the kickoff of game number 1. And both teams have had just that. Wow. Well, welcome to Super League, Wasted World of Sports, huh? Golden Point on game number 1. So, Wigan have won the toss, it seems. Have said, oh no. Well, either way, whoever won the toss or not, Leigh will be kicking off. Leigh will be kicking off. Wigan will be running from left to right on screen. Golden Point extra time. Could we have asked for anything more? I mean, maybe some tries, but hey, I love a good defensive battle as well. You can't argue with that. It's the first time it's ever happened, is what they're saying. It's the first time ever 0-0 Super League. And I've been here for it. We are into Golden Point extra time, Vobsy. I swear, I assure you all, I'm not watching the soccer. We are into Golden Point extra time. 0-0. Ooh. Very nice. Nothing like a 7:53 a.m. rum. Oh, I know, Vobsy. It's painful. I'll be going on about that live scoreboard for weeks. Golden Point, ready to get underway. No score for the regulation 80 minutes. Absolutely incredible. What an introduction to Super League. A tough defensive battle. I love a good tough defensive battle. Certainly no arguments about what I've seen so far. And at the moment, there's another delay. So we saw a delay for kickoff because there were people just milling around the in-goal area. And we're now seeing a delay for kickoff to Golden Point because there are stupid lights on the field. There are these lights that have the team logos, it looks like, that are being projected onto the field. And the referee has said, we are not kicking off until those bludgers are off. They're going to be very distracting. We're just waiting for those lights to get switched off. Because some goof went and turned them on in the first place. And this is not good for the players. The players will be cooling down here. The longer this goes on, this delay. Somebody didn't get the message. I reckon that light display, I reckon, was set for full time. And somebody who works there doesn't understand the sport and thought the game was over. And they've put the light show on. That's what I reckon's happened. Bobsy says, watch the winning point be a penalty kick. Well, we've seen it all so far in this game. Okay, what is going on here? This is ridiculous. We are still waiting for Golden Point to start. What is this, amateur hour? Well, what happened was they spent all their money on Michael Buffer, so they couldn't afford they couldn't afford professional timekeepers and light show operators because they spent their budget on Buffer. Well, the players are just cooling down by the second as this all goes on. Nil all at the end of a Super League game after 80 minutes for the very first time. And we are into Golden Point. We're just waiting for Golden Point to start, though. Oh, boy. We don't know what the delay is. Oh, the players are frustrated. The fans are frustrated. They're trying to keep themselves warmed up out there. The referee's now calling. Okay, the referee's now calling. The captain's in. Okay, so the delay was the visible game clock in the stadium is broken or not. It's not going to be visible. The referee has just called both captains in, and he has said to them, there's not going to be a visible game clock, but the timekeeper will verbalize to me, and I'll keep you updated. So not only is there no live scores on the official Super League website, they can't even get a functioning scoreboard in the stadium to put the time up. But anyways, it is what it is, and Golden Point is underway. 0-all at the end of 80 minutes. Leigh with the kickoff and firing a huge pass back in field. Wigan from the kickoff. Golden Point. There is no visual clock in the stadium for this Golden Point period. They couldn't get it worked out. Masemba goes on a big run. Looks to get the arms free. Holds back the urge to offload. 3 tackles gone. Down the short side, it opens up here for Wigan. Nice run from Wardle. Up over halfway. 2 tackles left, but Wigan get the first chance. Smith in field. And Ellis stands in the tackle. They're about 40 metres out here if they want to have a crack. Smith down the short side. Puts the kick high. Contestable into the corner. And taken by Marshall. Marshall needs to offload. Does. Keeping it alive. Nasemba loses it. And Leigh come away with it. Hanley floats the pass back. And they're in possession now. 10 metres out from their own line. A good attacking raid to start though for Wigan. The scoreboard is not broken. For those just joining us, it is not the soccer and the scoreboard is not broken. Wigan versus Leigh has gone 80 minutes with no score, and we are now a minute and a half into Golden Point. Leigh in possession. 30 out from their own line now. A big charge for Brandt. Can't offload. Plays the ball to nobody again. Oh, the second time tonight. They get away with it on this occasion, Leigh. But the second time tonight, they have played the ball with no dummy half. Tackle 4. They're inside Wigan's half. Lamb down the short side. Double pumps. And pops it back inside for Armstrong, who breaks free of 2 tackles. They're in range here. And Papi, back it goes for O'Brien to snap the shot. And he puts it over. O'Brien scores the drop goal. And Leigh win 1-0. Golden Point victory for the Leigh Leopards. And the defending champions have been brought thumped back down to earth. I mean, not thumped on the scoreboard, because it's only 1 point. But a Golden Point victory in round 1. The Leigh Leopards. Unbelievable. A Golden Point victory. Down to the wire. Dylan says that was a weird game. I caught the last 30 minutes. There were opportunities everywhere for both teams. They both had their chances to score tries and win that match. Ultimately, Rob Graham, Wigan get battered everywhere they go. Everywhere they go. And the defending champions, the recipients of a 1-0 defeat. Dylan says, my team plays in Super League tomorrow. The Catalan Dragons. Nice. What time's that one? Let's see. Super League. What an introduction to Super League, though. My first time ever covering it. Okay, tomorrow. Tomorrow 6 a.m. I can't do that game. Yeah. I'll be dropping the old Panther off at the airport. So unfortunately, I won't be able to cover that one. But what an introduction to Super League. For some reason now, the scoreboard that I found hasn't even updated. The most eye-opening thing is that in 2025, we actually have an official competition website that doesn't give live scores on the website. And the one that I found as a backup hasn't even updated. They've just gone home at full time. And they went home at the end of 80 minutes. Said, yeah, that'll do. But Leigh have won this game 1-0. You would think we were watching soccer from the scoreline. Amazing stuff. All right, I'll have a quick break. Be back right after this. Yeah, oh, wow, it still hasn't updated. Okay, so my search for a scoreboard continues. But anyway, Golden Point, 1-0, and the Leigh Leopards have got the win. A few things that stood out to me as, hang on, player of the match. The official player of the match announcement, and it goes to the man who kicked the goal. I mean, why not, I suppose. Gareth O'Brien, the man who kicked the Golden Point drop goal, gets the player of the match, and I suppose you can't really argue with that. But a few things that stood out for me, one question that I think Wigan will surely be looking at as they analyse this game throughout the course of the week, getting ready for round 2. I can't understand when there were 5 minutes to go, roundabout 5 or 6 minutes left on the clock, and Harry Smith has a very, very low percentage crack at drop goal from halfway. Now that on the surface is not so much an issue. I mean, he had a crack at it. It was a horrible shot at drop goal. Didn't even get close. But I'm trying to understand the game management scenario, the thoughts behind, okay, we've had this crack at drop goal from 50 metres out with 5 minutes left on the clock. Why then, Wigan were on the attack 5 metres out from the line with 2 tackles left up their sleeve. Did they then go for the try with 2 minutes left on the clock? From that far out, they're thinking drop goal. With that much time left, but 2 minutes left, 5 metres out from the line, they put it through the hands and put a kick through. Now, in fairness, that kick, if it were just a millimetre, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say, if it was just 1 millimetre higher, Lamb does not get a hand to it, and French scores under the post. But surely the higher percentage play, 5 metres out, 2 minutes left on the clock, is to drop back into the pocket and take your shot at droppy from there. I would have thought. So, yeah, look, a game of millimetres, the difference between winning and losing. But still, I do question that decision. I mean, if you're having a crack at droppy from 50 metres out with 5 minutes on the clock, why are you not doing it with 2 minutes left on the clock and you're 5 metres out? Drop back in the pocket, take the points. It might just be a decision that they live to regret, as Leigh did march upfield and get the ultimate match-winning drop goal in Golden Point. Well, what an introduction this has been. The scoreboard still hasn't updated. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. So, one thing that we can take away here from the Super League is I need to find a functional... scoreboard if we're going to be doing this all the time. Yeah, I might just think I've got it figured out, but we'll see. Wow, wow, wow. 0-0 after 80 minutes. We went to Golden Point. And the Leigh Leopards have got the win. Unbelievable. Waste to Water Sports, thank you so much for being with us for this one. Our first dive into Super League coverage. Low scoring game, of course, but going down to the wire, going down to Golden Point, one can't argue about that, right? I mean, that's a pretty exciting entrance into covering a sport, covering a competition. So no regrets, zero regrets for getting up bright and early for it, and looking forward to bringing you some more Super League action as the year progresses. For the Waste to World of Sports, coming up later today, Super Rugby kicks off this weekend with a blockbuster doubleheader. So if you're into your Super Rugby, that'll be coming up here on the channel later on. Thank you so much for your company here. I'm just rambling on now at this point, so I shall take my leave. It's been fun. I'll catch you guys next time. Until then, cheers. Enjoy those early morning rumbos.